I think we've heard some very important stories about the public services that are so crucial for our neighborhoods. The transit that moves 1.5 million people every day. The child care, the emergency services, and on and on and on. And those are things that we've bargained for politically as a movement since we started. And Brother Yusuf has reminded us that we spent the last 18 months talking to our members about why we had to stop Tibuda, about why this agenda of the Conservative Party to undermine workers' rights, to privatize, to sell off assets is the wrong agenda for us. And I want to say this, that it would be wrong to see a Conservative millionaire running this city, because that's exactly the agenda that either of them will pursue. But we have an alternative. We can get up and work to elect the people we want at City Hall and school boards. 23 votes is what's counted and what needed at City Council to either pass good things or pass bad things. It's not just the mayoralty race that counts. It's every one of those City Council races that counts. 13 votes is what needed at the Toronto District School to either have investments in our schools and giving our students what they need to succeed, or to carry out the austerity agenda that Bay Street has been looking for so long, starting with grabbing all of those school buildings and land and turning them over to private sale instead of having them as the hubs of our community. A similar number of votes is the Catholic Board in Toronto. And we have a number of Catholic school trustees who've endorsed as well. And for our members who are Catholic voters, that's the education system they send their kids to. So we know that this is important. We know that we've been at this for almost 1 year, meeting in the process that Maureen O'Reilly talked about, talking to our members about the city we want, and talking to those candidates who want to put their name forward of whether they'll be on our side or not. Sisters and brothers, when we walk out of here, we got some tough work to do. They say that a week is a lifetime in politics, and we got 4 of them. We got 4. And I want you to remember, when we walk out of here, that 4 weeks before the election in Alberta, the poll said something entirely different than what happened. And 4 weeks before in Quebec, the poll said something entirely different. And 4 weeks before in British Columbia, the poll said something entirely different. There is a dynamics that take place in elections. It's called democracy. It's called democracy. And the democracy is when we go back to our members and we have those one-to-one conversations in the workplaces, in our work union halls, and back in our neighborhoods with our families. Working people in this city have an amazing history. We've built something that is so much different than the experience people have in large cities south of the border or in many other parts of this world. We don't want an austerity agenda to undermine those victories that we've won. We want a progressive agenda to lift up all those who've been left behind up to now and put them on equal footing with us. Sisters and brothers, this can be a city we can be incredibly proud of if we do our tough work. We have an expression about what our union means to us when we get into a fight. Steelworkers, I think, have it. It says we will be there 1 day longer than our opponents. 1 day longer. You know, there's 120 steelworker brothers out on a picket line now saying no to a powerful corporation that is demanding that they betray the next generation and accept 2-tier wages. And that's a reality of how corporations think. You know, Linda McQuaid mentioned, it's not that these are mean people. I sit at the boardroom tables of United Way and other locations with those captains of industry. And many of them are very nice people. But it's common sense in corporate Canada today that if you dare stand up to say no to tier 2 tiers, if you dare to stand up for the next generation, they're going to kick the hell out of you. It's common sense that if there's a public asset to be had, they're going to privatize it. Remember when we led the fight to defend water in this city? $19 billion worth of public assets Mel Lastman wanted to privatize. And I'll always remember that City Hall chambers that was full of steel workers and auto workers and construction workers and QP members and hotel workers and workers of every sector. They say, you won't get your hand on our water because water is life. We defeated that agenda then, sisters and brothers. We got 4 weeks to defeat that agenda now. Are you with me?